Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm talking about my predictions for the AFC West for the 2022 NFL season. I've done the AFC East and the AFC North so far. I'm going to do the South and West, and then the NFC teams as the weeks go on. I'll probably do my next video on the 24th or the 25th because I'm going to be away for a week. But yeah, this is probably my favorite series to do at the beginning of every year. And I like to follow the predictions throughout the season. Last year my predictions went pretty well, so let's see how these ones do. The AFC West is definitely the toughest division in the league this year, with the changes that the Raiders and Chargers made to their rosters and the addition of Russell Wilson to the Broncos. So I'm excited to see how these teams all do. First off, we have the Raiders at 8-9. I have the Raiders losing Week 1 against the Chargers, beating the Cardinals, losing to the Titans and Broncos, beating the Chiefs and Texans, losing to the Saints, beating the Jaguars, losing to the Colts, beating the Broncos, Seahawks, and Chargers, losing 3 weeks in a row to the Rams, Patriots, and Steelers, beating the 49ers, and losing to Kansas City. I have the Raiders splitting with everyone in their division. I think I have everyone in this division splitting with everyone else. I think it's kind of hard to predict who's going to... First of all, the Raiders are, in my opinion, the worst team in this division. But they do have they always play Kansas City tough. Even when they don't have the best team in the league, they'll still play Kansas City tough. They'll win a game even when Kansas City... I think that 2020, Kansas City had the best record in the AFC by far. The Raiders were barely 500, if that, and they still picked up a game against them. I think that the Raiders are a weird team because Derek Carr, in my opinion, is a very inconsistent quarterback. They have acquired Devontae Adams, but they also have one of the hardest schedules in the league. They're playing their own division, and then they also have the NFC West. I think that they also have the AFC South, which is not the toughest division in the world, but there's 2 tough teams on there. And so I think that's going to be hard for the Raiders to gain a whole lot of momentum this year. I think that they won't have as strong of a beginning of the season as they usually do, considering the Chargers, Cardinals, Titans, Broncos, and Chiefs are the first 5 games. And they usually start off strong and have a slight regression throughout the year. Last year was the opposite. They came on strong toward the end of the season. But I'm curious to see how the Raiders do. Basically, I need Derek Carr to prove to me that he's able to win games with a good roster. Because he has had decent rosters in the past. He's never had anything great, which, to be fair, is something that benefits his case for how good of a quarterback he is, because he has done well with pretty poor talent. But I still don't know where to put the Raiders, because their defense isn't anything special, and I'm concerned about Derek Carr's ability to win important games. Even though they did win against the Chargers when they needed to in overtime, week 18 last year. So I really don't know what to do with the Raiders. I have them at 8-9. They'll probably go 9-8 or 10-7. At 11-6, we have the Chargers. I have the Chargers starting off the season very strong and losing 4 of their last 6 games. Last year they started off very strong and they had a poor finish to the season. I think this year they'll start off stronger and have a very similar finish to the season. I have them beating the Raiders Week 1, losing to Kansas City, and then going on a 6-game winning streak against the Jaguars, Texans, Browns, Broncos, Seahawks, and Falcons. I have them losing to San Francisco. San Francisco is another team that I really don't know what to expect from them because of their quarterback situation and because of the inconsistencies of their team the last few years. They made the NFC Championship game last year, and then they played awful. And then they made the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and they were winning most of the game, and then they got punked. Like, they're just inconsistent. I think that this year they'll probably be above average like usual. But I really don't know what to expect from them, especially because we don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be. I have the Chargers beating the Chiefs, beating the Cardinals, losing to the Raiders, beating the Dolphins, losing to the Titans, beating the Colts, and then losing 2 in a row to finish off the season against the Rams and the Broncos. I think that the key games here are the 49ers game, Cardinals game, the Raiders. Obviously, if they win 2 games against the Raiders, then I don't see them. Then they'll most likely make the playoffs. If the Raiders can win 2 games against them, which is definitely possible, then that could disrupt their chances of making the playoffs. I also think that the Broncos are the key to this division this year. I think I'm putting a little too much on Russell Wilson's shoulders. The Broncos weren't the best team in the league last year, but they do have a very strong defense and a very strong set of skill players. So I think that the Chargers matchups against the Broncos and Raiders are going to be some of the key matchups that we need to watch for this division next year. At 12-5, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them winning pretty balanced for most of the year, winning their first 4 games against the Cardinals, Chargers, Colts, and Bucks. I have them losing the first game to the Raiders and then winning Week 18. I have them losing to Buffalo, which is contrary to what usually happens. I have them losing to Buffalo, which is they usually beat Buffalo. I have them beating the Bengals, even though the Bengals beat them twice last year. And then I have them beating San Francisco, the Titans, and the Jaguars. I have them losing to the Chargers and Rams, losing to the Broncos, and then winning their last 4 against the Texans, Seahawks, Broncos, and Raiders. I think that the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to have a very consistent season. He'll probably split with most of his division. I think they'll probably win 2 games. I think they'll probably go 13-4 because I think they'll probably win 4 of their 6 divisional matchups. Even though I have them splitting each of the ones. I don't really want to pick them to win 2 games against any team because I don't know which team it's going to be. But I do think they'll probably finish 13-4, winning 4 of their 6 divisional games. And last but certainly not least, we have the Denver Broncos at 12-5. I have the Broncos winning 4 games in a row to start off the season against the Seahawks, Texans, 49ers, and Raiders. I have them losing to the Colts and the Chargers. And then I have them winning against the Jets, Jaguars, and Titans. I think that the Broncos have the easiest schedule of the division because they were 4th in the division last year. So they're going to have the easier road to the playoffs because they're going to have an easier schedule. The key factors in that are the Jets, the Panthers, I guess the Ravens are a tougher team than some of the other teams have to play because the Ravens had a bad year last year. But I have them losing their second game to the Raiders and then beating the Panthers, Ravens, and Chiefs 3 weeks in a row and then splitting their last 4 weeks, losing to the Cardinals, beating the Rams, only team in this division I have beating the Rams, losing to the Chiefs, and beating the Chargers. I think that the Broncos match up well against the Rams. I think that the rest of the teams have inconsistent defenses, even though the Chargers' defense is going to be better this year. And I think that the Broncos' defense, with Russell Wilson's experience, is going to be the most likely of the teams to beat the Rams. The reason why I have them winning the division over the Chiefs is because I have them losing less AFC games in this prediction. I have them losing to the Cardinals. And then in the Chiefs prediction, all of their losses. Actually, no, they're losing to the Rams. I think that I don't really know what the tiebreaker is. I think I just kind of put them in an order, but I didn't really calculate all the tiebreakers for this scenario. But I think that Russell Wilson is going to turn this team around. I think that Russell Wilson is going to have one of the better seasons of his career this year with all of the new young talent he has between Javonte Williams, Tim Patrick, the other Jerry Jeudy. I think that between those 3, CJ Uzomah, whoever else is actually, was it CJ Uzomah or Dawson Knox? One of them is going to the Broncos. I think it's Uzomah. I'm not positive. But there's a tight end going there that's young and good. So I'm excited to see what the Broncos do this year. I'm a big Russell Wilson fan. I think that the Broncos are going to have a strong season. And yeah. This is going to be the toughest, tightest division in the league. And if it isn't, then I'll be shocked because all of these teams are fantastic. So, very excited for this season. Definitely excited to watch the AFC West. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.